Thanks, everybody. Wow, it has a big audience for the start today. And so my goal in the next 25 minutes will be to tell you a little bit more about our vision in Lenovo, why we believe that enterprise is the right way for XR to have a breakthrough. And to start with that, I want to do a little interaction with you guys. And I have a question for you. Whom of you, in case you were already born, had a smartphone in the 80s? The next question. Whom of you, in case you were already born? Okay, they need the audio for the stream. Okay, so whom of you, in the case you were already born, and had a PC in the 80s, a personal computer? Few hands. Whom of you has a smartphone today? All of you. And what's the message behind that? Let me show you my first slide on this. How did these things have a breakthrough, smartphones and PCs? Because enterprises started to use it. And that's the main reason, that's the main message I want to start with. Enterprises were the first ones to use PCs in the 80s. Enterprises were the first ones to use mobile phones in the 80s. Today, everyone has a PC or a smartphone at home. We in Lenovo truly believe that we have to do the same thing to XR, to AR, VR. To bring that to a breakthrough, we need to bring it into enterprises. And that's what we do. And in the next still 23 minutes, I want to take you on our journey, why we believe that's the right path and how we want to do it. So first of all, how do we convince enterprises about investing into augmented and virtual reality? And that's talking about return on invest, because that's how enterprises actually judge on if something is worth investing money. And that's why we talk about soft skills and hard skills that can be trained in a completely different way using AR, VR. And I mean, there is the first researchers that truly show that training in AR, VR can have a significant impact in that field. 3D collaboration. We talked briefly before the session about the fact that the pandemic had a big impact in how we work. Whom of you did extensively home office before the pandemic? Who does it now? Way more hands. So what happened through the pandemic is that people learned about that they don't have to separate between the PC in the office and the PC at home. And they learned that video conferencing is not a bad thing. Before the pandemic, when you had a video call and you were not talking to tech people, the first thing they did was turn off their video camera. Now, if you talk, people have realized that you can interact via video conferencing. What is now our mission, all that we are here from the AR, VR industry, is to tell people again a message that 3D collaboration, immersive collaboration, is a good thing to do because it brings you a new dimension of engagement via distances. I mean, we all know that AR, VR can have impacts on warehouses, manufacturing, or field service. Not sure where are you all from around the globe, but I think in Europe at least we have a big problem with qualified staff, finding people, technicians, field technicians, which means we have to send out people to our customers to solve problems they might not be ready for, but that's reality today. How can we connect those guys? How can we support them? AR, VR can be an answer on that. So that's why we believe that when we spread the right message to enterprises, they will understand the value of AR, VR for their business. And that's why we do an enterprise-first strategy in Lenovo. So some of you might not even know that Lenovo is building these kind of devices. Why that's the case? Because you cannot buy it in Amazon, or you cannot buy it in any consumer electronics store. You can only buy our devices through professional channels, because we really want to make this an enterprise story. So in general, let's talk about Lenovo as an enterprise trusted partner. And I think I love that slide. And I want to take you a few minutes through that slide because I think that's a very important story from our perspective. We as Lenovo are not just building hardware. We are building the full journey that you have to go through when you want to have an immersive experience. There is the creation layer. So we have workstations. We have professional compute systems that support the creative people to build that kind of experiences. The visual layer, we have a partnership with Qualcomm. So anyone from Qualcomm here? Yeah, so we have a partnership with Qualcomm. So we are intensively working with those guys to have like a platform where you can build that kind of experiences based on our hardware, on our workstations. But then we have the next one, the cloud layer. How do we get that experience to people? The one thing is we can load them on devices, but then enterprises will tell you, no way that I will have my new prototype on locally stored on any device and take it out of my secure environment. So we're talking about secure remote experiences. Here we talk about Omniverse. And we as Lenovo are one of the biggest provider of server infrastructures and data centers. So we can help our clients there. The delivery layer. One of the big things I'm talking to about with enterprise customers is how do we get that experience through our network? You know, AR/VR has great potential as long as we are 5 or 10 guys sharing a full immersive experience. Let's imagine an enterprise customer wants to have 3, 4, 5,000 employees simultaneously enjoying a full immersive three-dimensional experience. Any network guys in the room? You want to enable that? Yeah, that's one of the main challenges. And that's where I tell you, we at Lenovo believe into hybrid scenarios. Edge computing is an answer to that. If you can run parts of the experience on premise from an edge computer and sync it with digital content from the cloud, you can reduce the bandwidth significantly. So we have to be intelligent if we think about scale, about the future of not being POCs, what is one of our big problems in AR/VR. We are always a POC, 5, 10 person trying it out. But if we want to do the breakthrough, let's think about infrastructure. We in Lenovo can help here. Come to us, we have the experts. And then we have devices. Yes, Lenovo is building AR/VR devices. And we are building them, as I told you, just for enterprises. Our devices might not be the most beautiful, the most shining ones, but they are made for the use in corporations. So have a stop later at our booth and let us explain to you what that exactly means in detail, why the devices are made for enterprises. Therefore, we have built our brand, Think Reality. So that's another important message I want to spread out to you guys. There has just recently been an announcement by Lenovo for AR glasses from our consumer gaming brand Legion. So I want to make a very clear differentiation between consumer AR/VR devices in Lenovo for gaming and entertainment and professional devices. So anytime you can see Think Reality in front of a product, it means it's designed for enterprise use. So we are also in the gaming and entertainment section with Lenovo. A little bit more focus in APAC currently, but it's coming more and more to Europe and Americas. But Think Reality is the brand for B2B. And what does that mean? We build modern hardware. That's what we do in Lenovo. Over many, many years, we are building PCs, the famous ThinkPads and ThinkStations. But now we are also building like AR/VR devices. But to be relevant for enterprises means you need a scalable software platform. Together with Qualcomm, we have an SDK, but we also have infrastructure solutions. We have an ecosystem, which means we are working with partners, ISVs. So anybody of you who is an ISV, you are highly welcome to talk to us and bring your solution to our platform. We have 4 chosen ISVs at our booth where you can see their solutions running on our platform already. And that's a very, very important point. If you talk to enterprises, you need to deliver expert services. They expect a different kind of service and service level agreement than you are used to from consumer. A consumer buys a device and then he has a warranty, but that's it. Send it in and we may repair or replace it. Enterprises want to have very intelligent expert services, replacement, reaction times, and that's another field where we as Lenovo can support you, how you can deliver that to a customer. So let's have a look on our Think Reality solutions. So on the top, you can see our 2 own devices, which is an AR, the A3. Think Reality A3 is AR glasses designed to be either used with a PC or a mobile phone. Then we have the Think Reality VRX, which is a standalone HMD. I'll have a closer look in a minute because it's our new device. But we also Is anyone from Realware here? No. So we have a strategic partnership with our friends from Realware. So assisted reality is a very important point in the connected worker scenario. And at Lenovo, we were thinking about why to build our own device if we can partner with somebody who has a perfect device, but who has not the professional infrastructure behind it. So Realware and we have a partnership, so we serve global enterprises with our logistics and our ecosystem using Realware headsets. So that's another approach that we as Lenovo do. We have ISV partners, so these are the ones that we have currently or here at the booth. So we have Uptail, we have Sphere, I have the old logo, sorry, Sphere, if you're in. Tailspin, Havelos, Engage, so these are just examples of partners that are already certified for our platform. And with that, we can target the really important enterprise segments like manufacturing, automotive transportation, retail, which is one of the main focuses of our CEO, YY. He said retail is one of these areas where digitalization can have a big impact because retail is dying. Not sure if it's the same in your region, but where I live, more and more retail stores are dying. They're not getting along against e-commerce, so we have to support them. AR/VR can be a solution. Go out to your retailers around you that are dying and tell them how they can use AR/VR to create an experience that might bring people back. Healthcare, very, very big topic. Again, the pandemic brought it to our all attention, how important it is to have hospitals. But we have a shortage in doctors and nurses and staff in hospitals. So we have to connect them to be more efficient. How can we train people? I had a meeting with a hospital in Germany talking about the fact that they said, look, even if they give us endless budget to hire people, I don't have the staff currently to train them because my people are working at the absolute limit. They don't have time to train newbies. And then we talked about why not train them in VR? Because if I do like the first 50 to 60% of the education in VR, they will not come in as a full beginner. They will already have pre-knowledge, which means they are not that hard to onboard into the daily work in a hospital. And education. I mean, everybody in politics is talking about digitalization, but let's make it concrete. Let's show what is the next level of immersive experience in education. Let's bring people together, let's learn in a whole new way. That's what we believe in. But I mean, we are a manufacturer, so we also have to talk a little bit about products. And so this is our brand new Think Reality VRX HMD. It's a standalone, all-in-one, 6-stuff VR HMD. We have you can see it in the front, full color pass-through. Oh, sorry. You guys give me a sign if I don't talk enough to the microphone. Okay, so we have Snapdragon Spaces support on our device, which means you can have the same application basis for AR and VR. That's, by the way, a very nice story. So if you develop a Snapdragon Spaces OpenXR application for AR, you have done a tremendous part of the work to also bring it into VR and vice versa. Interesting story. Snapdragon Spaces supports Unity and Unreal as engines, which is helpful in the AR/VR industry. We have PC tethering support. We have broad MDM support. That's another very, very important key thing to have a breakthrough in enterprise. Most of the customers you come to are saying, as long as we're in POC, 5 to 10 devices, I don't mind about manually updating them and keeping them up to date. But let's imagine 2,000 or 3,000 devices in a global corporation. They need to be managed. They need to be maintained. And that means they need to be in the mobile device management. That could either be Microsoft Intune, that could be VMware, that could be any other MDM system on a corporate level. We try to support that from the beginning on. We also have our own one, which I will talk about in a minute. Extensive software solution and network by trusted providers, so which means we take it seriously about data security. These devices are not designed for consumers, which means we are not tracking anything on it. So these devices are designed to be used in highly sensitive areas and companies. That's a very important message. Comprehensive services, catalog, global support, we discussed it. And the last point, I'll have a separate slide and we'll deep dive into it, is very, very important. Device as a service. What does that mean? Investing money into hardware is always a challenge in big enterprises, but we believe we have an answer, and we'll talk about it in a minute. What are the use cases for Think Reality? Currently, the main focus we have is hard skill training, soft skill training, and remote and 3D collaboration. This is what drives enterprises, and this is what they want to get answers to. How can we do that? Thank you. Yeah, so how can we support those three main areas where enterprises believe that AR/VR can have an impact? And for all of those, we have an answer in our booth. You can see existing software solutions serving all of these topics there. Think Reality Cloud Platform. You know, we talked about Microsoft Intune or VMware, but we also have Think Reality Platform, which means if you have an enterprise customer who does not have a set MDM, who wants to start from the greenfield, we have our own platform where you can do a zero-touch deployment. And let me tell you about a personal experience I just recently had 2 weeks ago here in Vienna. So we had the Lenovo Update Tour, which is a Lenovo exclusive tour for customers where we showcase them all our devices, from data center via PCs to innovations like AR/VR. And my colleagues ordered a VRX, brand new from the factory for me, and I did not think about I have to set it up for the demos. And I came there very late from the airport here in Vienna, and then I thought, oh my God, I did forget to set the device up. And I called my colleague in the US, because from a time zone perspective, he could support me, one of the techs, and I said, Lawrence, we have a night shift. We have to set up the device. Can you prepare like the APKs and send them over with the OneDrive, and I'm gonna put it on the HMD and do all this stuff. And then Lawrence said, why? Post me the serial number of the device and bring it to the hotel Wi-Fi. And guess what? 10 minutes later, I had already set up the device. And this is not a theory. This happened 2 weeks ago here in Vienna in a hotel Wi-Fi. So we have zero-touch deployment for devices. And this is what enterprises want to hear. They want to hear that, and don't say, yeah, we can preload the device. They will never send the device across the globe where there's any sensitive content on it. They want to send an empty factory new device to any place in the world, and then they just want to remotely set it up. And that's the story that we are supporting them in doing. You can only do that as a hardware company. You know, Lenovo is a hardware company. We just built great hardware, but we're not building software. That's the job of Qualcomm. So Qualcomm did that job. They built Snapdragon Spaces, a AR/VR platform supporting Unity and Unreal as engines, and you can build your own application, and it will run on our devices. So you're highly welcome to download the SDK, have a look on it, talk to either us or Qualcomm about what it means to develop an application for Snapdragon Spaces, and therefore the Lenovo devices. And there is a lot of ISVs who already did that. So we have already ISVs that have invested money in bringing their solutions to our platform, and we are happy, and that's one of the main reasons we are here, to find new ones who want to go on that journey together with us. Lenovo Integrated Solution Support. In my introduction, I told you about professional services, how important it is to do that, you know? And we have like professional services where you're directly talking to an engineer, not to an outsourced hotline that will ask always the same questions. I mean, that's also possible, but you can have like a real engineer supporting you in your enterprise, and that's important because if you use that devices in the heart of your R&D, you want to make sure that you don't have downtime. Professional XR services are another approach at Lenovo we did. When we started that journey, in the beginning, a lot of our enterprise customers said, yes, I get the story, agree, but I don't have any developers, and I'm not willing to get developers. And I'm not seeing any existing ISV solution that perfectly meets our requirements. So we have to produce it ourselves. So we talked to global partners. We educated them together with Qualcomm on our SDK. And now you can book through Lenovo, through our trusted partnership, developers that will develop your very individual application on our platform. So that's another approach that we did to make sure enterprise partners get the solution they need. Before we get now to the Q&A, let me get to my very, very favorite slide. And the message, one of the very key messages that I want to give you on the road, where I believe that makes a difference for enterprises, that's true scale. What does true scale from Lenovo mean? Device as a service. A lot of my enterprise customers I'm talking to, and I'm talking to about 4 or 5 a week, they always ask me the question, is now the time to invest into AR/VR? Because every week you have another announcement of a new device, the next big thing. So when is the right time? It's never. This industry is so dynamic, it's so innovative, it's so young, that it's never the right time, except you have a right strategy for it. And that's device as a service. Because in Lenovo, you can have a device as a service, means you pay it with a monthly fee, but you have a return policy in there, which enables you at any point to return all your devices you've bought and replace them either by a new device from Lenovo based on a new platform, or you can even have an exit strategy that we buy the devices back, which gives you as an enterprise the secure that you're not investing into a one-way road without exit strategy. And that's very important, because that drives enterprises into, okay, then I can take the risk. Let's take the device as it is today. It meets my requirements for training today. But I'm not in the risk that I buy 300, 500 devices, and next year there is a full change in technology, and I'm stuck with them. So talk to your customers about device as a service, talk to us about it, and we can support that. And that's a game changer in convincing people not to buy 5 or 10, but 100, 200, 500 devices. Lenovo Trusted Enterprise Solutions is the last slide, and then we'll have the Q&A. So we are an enterprise company, and we can take your clients together to a journey, what it means to do enterprise. If you want to learn more in detail, it's just 25 minutes. Come to our booth, and now let's open it for Q&A. Thank you.
Hello. Does anyone have any question? Please take advantage of these 5 minutes so Johannes can answer your doubts. Anyone? Okay, here we have a question.
Good morning. Thank you for the presentation. It's a direct question. Maybe you say yes, no, or maybe you say come to the booth and talk about it. But can you say something about pricing? What is the price for the headset versus the service?
So I talked to you about the list price of our new VRX head price, which is $1,299 but that's a list price. That's not a DAS price. That's not a project price, as you know, in enterprise. So in the end, to get a concrete price, we have to talk about the project with our sales team. But as it is not available in consumer channels, the list price is a very symbolic price.
Hey. So when you were discussing the MDM support, would that then form as sort of an SDK that companies could then use to provide that to enterprise, or is it something where it would come directly from you?
We are certifying the device currently with Intune and VMware, for example. So the device will be certified by the owners of the MDMs, and you will get a documentation from Lenovo how to integrate the device into your MDM.
Right, okay, so that's the support. Okay,
yeah, that's the support.
Got
but for our own platform, we can even individualize. So what you say SDK-wise, if you have special requests that the Intune or VMware cannot provide, talk to us for our platform. There we can plug in features, and the other ones are certified.
Cool, thank you.
Okay. So, no more questions? So, thank you very much. I invite you to come to our booth, try the device, ask our ISVs, and have a good exhibition and great 2 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Johannes. Thank you.